need to fear him. People need to be sitting at the edge of their seats, biting their nails, sweating buckets, hoping he doesn't escape. Showing him sitting on a throne with his long hair covering his face like he's the lead singer of an emo boy band about to break into a musical number isn't going to cut it. If he's really that powerful, literally just show it. Show him fighting a celestial god like the one in the Turtles everyone believed to be the most powerful thing in the MCU.
So I'm guessing it's going to take place before it, but if that happens, then the Eternal movie wouldn't happen, then...
He has an epic battle with that Celestial as he cuts its head off casually like it's his average Tuesday afternoon. And show a scene where he single-handedly fights thousands of those demon dogs we see in the movie to enslave their entire population. You all are now my pets, Null says calmly as he lands on the demon dog's planet. To when we see Venom and our main heroes fight the devil dogs as they struggle to beat even one.
Well, it was actually more than just one, but it took 9 symbiotes and an entire army just to defeat or even immobilize one of them.
But if at the end of the day, the finale is just fighting his minions, that'll never work. There still needs to be one specific big villain that's beaten in the end for it to be a climactic finish. I've seen a bunch of other movies solve this issue, like how Thanos sent Loki in Avengers, so even though Thanos wasn't beaten or in the movie, many people were still satisfied some big villain got beaten. Let's replicate that. Null flies over to a red armored man in the distance, possibly the previous master of the dogs. The man takes out his blood-red sword, but after looking into Null's face and seeing his cold, merciless eyes, fear pierces his heart as he hopelessly puts his sword back, knowing he could never defeat Null. The red armored man puts his head down and closes his eyes, awaiting his fate. Null lifts it up. Bring me the Codex. I'd rather die than aid your horrid mission, whatever it may be. I understand. Null controls the shadows to pick up 10 devil dogs into the sky. But would you rather have them die? Null's shadows slowly start to pull their limbs off as the devil dogs holler in pain. The man in red agrees to get the Codex to free Null. Or he still refuses and Null plunges his hands into the man's heart and begins to mind control him and make him go into the real world to indirectly fight Venom for the Codex, so his masterful fighting skills can be displayed, further showing how deadly he is. Like Kai controlling the Masters in Kung Fu Panda 3. Either way, our objective of having one singular villain to defeat is accomplished. Step 3, his motive is very AI generated and unoriginal. Like a villain getting betrayed by his monsters and locked in a shadow prison, which he needs to escape with some key, is the first response I'll get if I ask ChatGPT to write me a villain origin story in a Marvel style. It's not unique, it's not emotionally connectable, and it doesn't show the mindset or characteristics of the villain.
It's the biggest piece of dog.
What should be his story instead, you might ask? Well, the answer is actually nothing.
It's like...
That's right, nothing. All we ever hear him say that gives us insight into his story is that he needs to escape with the key. Doesn't mention why, doesn't mention what he'll do.
And when I escape and annihilate every living planet and destroy my symbiote offspring, I will reward you with your lives.
Doesn't mention who he is, doesn't even explain what he's stuck inside or why he's stuck inside of it.
I am Null, God of the Void, slicer of worlds. Long ago, when I invaded my kingdom, my symbiote children betrayed me and imprisoned me here.
And is trying to get the Codex for Null, and the scientists are trying to destroy it, so that doesn't happen. Even if that means killing our main characters, they have to find a wizardy guy.
A wizard? What?
Who is said to be able to remove the Codex without killing Eddie and Venom. But of course, the scientists don't believe it and are not willing to take the risk. This way, the main objective is actually connected to the rest of the plot. Speaking of connecting to the rest of the plot, the backstories here did not. The blonde-haired scientist's brother getting struck by lightning has no relevance to the story. It could have been something like the symbiote or something extraterrestrial who killed him. Hey, you ever wonder if... That would justify her harsh plans to perform terrible experiments on these creatures and her insistence to kill Venom to destroy the Codex. And
That's Dr. Payne, and no, the reason for it is guilt. And she wants to know about aliens, not hurt them. That was her motive with her and her brother.
this soldier felt like he was reading off of a teleprompter the entire movie. He should have been shown with more of a personality, like being the alpha male growing out with his team. They technically are a team, but their dynamic feels more like brothers. It's warm, wholesome, charismatic, and no. Justifying his actions too. They technically did this, but it was in the middle, and he went from being an evil guy to being an evil guy. Instead of being a wholesome Chad to an evil guy, which is more impactful. It also shows that he really cares about his team, which wasn't really... in the movie. Finally, the wasted scenes like the van scene should be replaced by either one of these two options. The movie just cannot make up its mind on whether it wants to be a goofy comedy or a serious, we have to say the universe movie. And these two options will help it connect to either serious or funny. Option 1, replace it with comedy venom scenes in public, which there were too many of this time, even though the franchise is carried by them. Because the second-hand endorsement plays a key role in those jokes. As proof of this, everyone's favorite comedy scene in the movie is the casino scene, and that's one of the only public comedy scenes. So more similar scenes instead of too much private banter would be better. Or option 2, the serious one. The wasted scenes can be replaced with fights with the main antagonist, the Red Armored Man. It would be pretty cool to watch as Venom struggles to defeat this guy and barely escapes his life, especially now that the stakes are high as we build up Null earlier. It will look even more deadly because while Venom struggles to defeat and almost dies to the Red Armored Man multiple times, the audience will remember the fear in the Red Armored Man's eyes while looking at Null, and that the Red Armored Man couldn't even bring himself to strike Null even once. How deadly Null must be. Thankfully, he's not going to escape. Right? Well, about that plot twist. In the end, when the main characters reach the wizard, it turns out that the wizard is a fraud and doesn't have the power to destroy the Codex without killing Venom. The wizard being a fraud is a totally unique idea never seen before in cinema. I definitely didn't steal it from another movie. Venom and Eddie realize their fate as they're stuck in a house with a useless old man with a Chinese philosopher beard, and the Red Armored Man and his dogs have encircled their house and are closing in. Venom realizes sacrificing himself to destroy the Codex so Null can't have it and escape is the only way to save the world. Eddie, I know what I must do. No, please don't. We'll figure something out. I can't lose you after all we've been through together. Don't you remember? We are Venom. Eddie, don't you know this is a Marvel movie? The hero always heroically sacrifices himself, but in the end, he survives. Oh yeah, never mind then. But my friends, the previous plot twist was a decoy. The real plot twist is that it turns out Null didn't need the codex to be free. He needed it destroyed to be free. Cool plot twist, right? It would be a breath of fresh air from all the cliche Marvel stuff, like getting mythical artifacts to do mythical things, and the hero sacrificing himself for something related to mythical artifacts. Now, there are multiple ways to save the Marvel franchise. Like Null needs more than one thing to escape. Maybe there's 5 things that need to happen for that, and after the next 5 Marvel movies will be out. Each major superhero will have their own movie trying to prevent one of those things from happening. Eventually, they all fail, turning Null into the next Thanos, soloing the entire MCU. Usually, one good movie isn't enough to save that franchise, just like one bad movie isn't enough to ruin a good franchise. But in this case, it is, because all the great storytelling we built up with Null will carry over and trickle down to future Marvel movies. People will still feel really tense watching them because they know how deadly Null is and what happens if he escapes. His power can also be further demonstrated and amplified for future movies. And finally, little bits and pieces of Null's lore can be spread out over the course of the next 5 movies instead of being fully revealed at the end of one. And so people just have to keep watching to scratch that itch. Hopefully, it's something better than what's already there. And when Null finally escapes and has his own version of the game, the classic rule cinema says that it must be more grand than the previous game. Thankfully, now the multiverse door has opened. Also, the fact that because Null doesn't exist in any universe, but rather is imprisoned in the fabric between universes, means that there is only one Null in the entire multiverse, adding to the ominousness. Instead of a finale where all the main superheroes we know gather around other superheroes from all across the multiverse to team up and find a way to defeat this godlike villain or God stronger than the villain because he kills us for fun. Remember, this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll rewrite Null's lore to be more honest and dark. If you want to see a script that early and gets suggestions, then shut up. Click here. Until then, go watch another rewrite.